Hey Paranormies! Welcome back, or welcome, to the light side of the paranormal. I'm Alice, and today we're going to be taking a creepy trip down memory lane. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some weird stuff that I used to do when I was a kid that I'm now realizing wasn't exactly normal, and it is to do with the paranormal. I used to host slumber parties with my friends. This was in grade 6, so how old are you in grade 6? Probably like 11? 10 or 11? 11. They were sort of like pendulum sleepover parties where we would take construction paper and like write in markers letters and numbers on a piece of construction paper and place it on either a tabletop or a floor, and we would take a necklace. Like a lot of the time, you know, this was the early 2000s, people wore a lot of jewelry and stuff, so we would like take off one of our necklaces and like dangle it over the page and ask questions. We'd go around the circle asking questions and taking turns, and then the pendulum would swing to certain numbers, or we would do it where like if it was a circle it meant no, or if it was a circle it meant yes, and then if it went back and forth it meant no. I don't even know where I came up with that or how I even heard of that, because using pendulums for divination tools and things like that is a popular thing. I personally have never seriously dove into that before, but yeah, I don't know. We used to do that. Something else that we used to do, I remember around the same age, maybe a little bit younger than this, at recess when kids would be playing tag and grounder and, you know, duck duck goose and stuff, me and my friends would be like sitting in the corner making homemade Ouija boards. Like, if anyone that I grew up with is watching this video right now, please comment down below if you have any memories around this sort of thing that we used to do, because I'm telling you guys, like, this legitimately happened. We'd take like printer paper, like white printer paper, and we would write out, you know, every letter of the alphabet, yes, no, like basically make our own Ouija board, and then we would find something in the yard or something in school that could act as a planchette, and we would each put our fingers on it and ask questions, and we weren't even gentle with the questions. It was like, is there a ghost behind Trista? Yes. You know what I mean? I don't know if we were pushing the planchette to get the answers that we wanted, or if it was actually moving. It's hard when you're playing with a bunch of kids, right? Because kids like to pull pranks on each other. I know for myself, I never moved it intentionally, but you never know, right? I'm not saying that that was a legitimate experience, but it was something weird that I did as a kid. The final thing that I did, I'm realizing now, could have probably gotten me into a lot of trouble. So if you're, you know, someone that's watching this video that is thinking about trying these things out, just please don't. Because now that I know better, this could have opened up a whole lot of evil onto me and my home. But again, around the same age, about 10 or 11 years old, I would say that I was the most spiritually curious at that age, because I was just getting old enough to really understand that there's more to things than what meets the eye, but I had also had experiences younger, so I was just kind of trying to piece everything together and experimenting with different things. But I had watched, well, let's see, what year did that come out? The Bride of Chucky. Okay, 1998. So I had watched the Bride of Chucky movie. It was the coolest thing I had ever seen. At that point, because I was younger, I actually saw the Bride of Chucky before seeing any other Chucky movies, which I know is like such a freaking sin. I later watched the other ones, the older ones, but anyhow, I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. That was the first time that I had been shown the concept of a doll coming to life, been shown the concept of dolls like walking around and talking like you are me. So I decided after watching that movie that I was gonna bring one of my dolls to life. I should mention, I tried this, I'm gonna say about 5 times that I can remember off the top of my head. This was not a one-time thing for me. I became very fixated on wanting my dolls to come to life. So I mostly did this with, you know, those like plastic dolls that look like a baby, and then when you lay it down its eyes close, and then when you sit it up its eyes open? Yeah, those effing terrifying ones. That's what I would do it with for the most part. I did not do it to Holly, who's up here on my dresser, if you guys are wondering why I'm pointing this way. If you don't know who Holly is, please watch our video where we did do a spirit box session with her. I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole other video on its own, which you should watch if you haven't. Link in the description. But I watched the movie a few times before I ended up actually trying to do this. So at this point I had already memorized the enchantment that Tiff or whatever, I forget that actress's name, I'm so sorry, she's got a really funny voice, but like in a cute way, I don't know. I had memorized the chant and I would say exactly the words that Tiff said, and I would draw on different colored construction paper, usually red, different sigils and and like place them all around the doll. And the sigils were like me trying to copy what was on the screen in the film, like, which it was sort of like a pentagram. And yeah, I would like draw something, like if I had a big enough piece of cardboard or something, I would like draw a big old one and then put the doll right on that. But if I didn't have that, which was usually the case, yeah, I would just like place little pieces all around the doll and be like chanting. And this was in my basement in my parents' house, so yeah. I could have, oh my gosh, I could have invited something in. I was at risk for possession. That's not to say that the enchantment that was used in the movie is like legitimate or anything. I know it's very Hollywood, but who knows, right? When you're messing around with stuff like that, anything can happen. And you know, what if I said one word different and then that was the legit thing to bring out a freaking demon to possess my doll or myself or my family? Like, I was in my freaking basement. And I'm really glad that neither of my parents walked in on this ritual that I would do, because I would imagine that they would think I was absolutely crazy. I don't even know if they know that I did that, so I guess, hi Mom and Dad. Sorry. Almost brought a demon into the house, sorry. I remember for a short while I was convinced that it worked, because like my one doll, she would like, you know, just do normal doll things, but I was like, yep, that's the one, that's legit, that's what happened. Like she would like fall over and I'd be like, oh, it moved. Anyways, those are some of the super duper weird, paranormally creepy cool things that my 10-year-old self used to get up to. Please drop a comment down below and let me know if you guys did anything remotely close to that, or if you did these same things. Share some stories with us on weird stuff like this that you used to do. If it's a big story, rather than dropping that in the comments, shoot us an email. We do keep our email address in the description of every single video. It's also in the end title screen. I don't think it's called the title screen, because we love to read your stories, and I know that many of you love weird dolls and haunted dolls and things, and that is definitely a soft spot for me. It's always been, I've always found that very interesting. So any stories that you guys have are always appreciated. And I will be making more videos about haunted dolls because there have been so many requests for it. So it's like a win-win. I should conclude this story before I go with letting you guys know that I did not gain any sort of success in trying to make my dolls come to life. I did not, you know, make any sort of contact with any beings of any sorts. It was all just a kid messing around, but still potentially dangerous, so don't do it. Please like this video if you found it interesting or funny or weird or whatever. If you enjoyed it, please like it. It shows us that you enjoy our content. And subscribe for more videos like this We do a lot of videos in the realm of the paranormal, and if you want to be a paranormie, you gotta be subscribed. Also, don't forget to turn on your notification bell because we may post and you may miss it, so you should probably turn that on so you get the notification as soon as we upload. And always remember to live your life with love and light. We'll see you guys next week.